How's it going, everyone? Bonus video. So, in this video, I wanted to actually talk about the effect on fitness when it comes to electronic torture and weaponry. Now, as you guys know, I've been body shamed quite a lot. I think it's not just to do with gang stalking. I think it's honestly to do with me being big, and I think that's down to a combination of the multiple opioids that I've been on throughout the years of my life, on top of a really terrible diet. I'll be the first to admit my diet is terrible, and a very sedentary lifestyle, which is partially reinforced by me being on, sitting in front of the TV all the time, or being on the internet all the time, being in front of some kind of media all the time in order to escape. But there's another component as well that I want to talk to you about. Now, in the previous video, I talked about how weapons were being fired at my heart, and how that affects my mentality, how that affects me psychologically. But what I didn't tell you guys is how torture of the body actually affects your fitness levels as well. Now, contrary to what people actually believe, I don't really care about being fat. I'm not really bothered. It's not something that's ever bothered me. It's just that other people wanted me to feel bad about it. What I really wanted to do was to demonstrate my strength and to demonstrate my stamina. So strength, stamina, and flexibility were things that were always very important to me, like deep down. I mean, I was calorie counting and all the rest of it because everybody else said that being slim was important. But for me, it was about having agility and strength, right? So there are a few things that I want to note first. First thing is that I can't straighten my arm all the way. If you look at my arm, look at this arm right here. This arm, I'm straightening it as far as I can. It won't straighten. And then I'm straightening this arm. And yeah, it's a lot more straight. So the difference between the two of them is that one of them has been fired on repeatedly. So this arm right here has not only been slept on with, but weapons have been fired on it repeatedly at the elbow level and at the level of the biceps right here, and back here. So there might be some dislocation there, but my thing is that, weapons have been fired on my arm for the longest, on that arm for the longest now, so I'm unable to straighten it. And if I can't straighten it, as strong as I am when I'm lifting bags and stuff like that, because this arm is very, very strong. Don't get it twisted. It might be dislocated or swollen somewhere, but it is very fucking strong. Don't get nothing twisted. So even as I do lifting and try to straighten my arm as much as possible, it will not straighten for the life of it. It will not straighten because of the electronic weapons that have been fired on it. And that's another thing that affects my overall fitness. If I can't adequately do weight training, then it affects my strength, even though my hands are very fucking strong at the moment. Very, very fucking strong. It affects my weight training. And I want to get into that incident back in May, June, because this is going to be really, really important. A couple of weeks prior to that, I was walking around one of the local farms here, because where I live, there are downs, right? So I was walking around the farm and, walking around and enjoying the scenery and stuff like that. I must have been walking around those farms and those fields for 45 fucking minutes. Like, I must have been out there for 45 minutes, okay? I come back and I hold a conversation with somebody about how I love, walking around the park and stuff like that. And this person brought up, yeah, and it affects your whole back and it affects your whole hips, doesn't it? Now, I should have paid attention to this because this was preempting the torture that was going to follow later. I said, no, it didn't affect my back and my hips at all. Yeah, I mean, it affected my back a little bit, but it was nothing that I couldn't handle, honestly. It wasn't that bad. A couple of weeks later after that, that's when I start getting attacked in my hips and my back. My hips especially were the biggest problem because I couldn't stand up. So this whole situation with me walking up and down, what was supposed to happen was that I was honestly supposed to buy that I was getting hip, attacks in my hips and attacks in my back because I'd lifted the washing machine, or I'd been walking up and down around the farm, around that farm. When really what happened was that shit was preempted so that weapons could be fired on me, so that if anybody asked any questions, I could blame it on the fact that I was walking around all the time. So from then, I haven't really been walking up and down like that. I haven't really been going out and walking up and down. And then on top of that, there's the street harassment, which can get really, really bad sometimes. The favorite one is to attack my weight, even though there are people in Brighton who are like twice my size, and I'm a big woman. Okay, so there are people in Brighton who are twice my size, and I still get attacked on my weight anyway. It doesn't matter. But it's just that on top of the street theatre, although the street theatre doesn't really keep me inside that much in comparison to the physical torture. Then there are the attacks on my heart, and the attacks on my heart during the night, which cause sleep deprivation, which means I'm not getting out during the day, which means I'm not going to the gym, I'm not walking up and down around the downs. I'm not going out as much as I could, because every time I do try to exercise, I get attacked in my hand, I get attacked in my hip, I get attacked in all kind of different areas of my body. Every single time I exercise, I get attacked in all different areas of my body. That is to deter you from exercise. So whilst I am definitely not weak, I'm not as energetic as I could be. I'm not weak at all. I'm one of the strongest people that I know. Okay? I'm definitely not weak, but I'm not as strong or as fit as I could be as a result of this torture, both physical and psychological. But once again, with the masking and with me trying to focus on stuff that I might have some control over, I failed to bring this up before. Or, if I did bring it up before, I didn't remember, because I couldn't control it, so I wasn't going to pay attention to it. Once again, I don't like exercise, but I do love the way it makes me feel. So, of course, these people are going to find a way to try to ruin that, even though, like I said before, I am incredibly strong. Like, very, very strong. I could rip someone's hand off. Like, just with this hand alone. This is my dodgy arm. My dodgy arm or my dodgy hand. I could rip somebody's hand off. I'm very, very fucking strong. Okay? Even though I'm very fucking strong, I am not... I don't have the stamina that a 36-year-old woman should have. I don't have the energy that, that a 36-year-old woman should have. Somebody my age, I should not be, laid up and not exercising. I wanted to join the gym so many times because the gym is like a bus ride away from me. I've wanted to join the gym so many times, and I had to quit the membership so many times because I just couldn't get down there, either through sleep deprivation or physical torture or, something else. So all of this has had an effect on my body and the way it works, and I pride myself on what my body can do. And I like to look good, sure, don't get me wrong, I do like to look good, but I pride myself on what my body can actually do more than anything else. And what this torture does to you, what this physical torture does to you, it diminishes your ability to work on your body or to chisel your body. So basically, this program and this torture, it denies you the opportunity to work on your body, and then the torturers want to turn around and attack you for how your body looks or how your body functions, as if you're the one who caused it. Do you understand what I'm saying? The nerve is quite something. I mean, some people can exercise regardless of the physical torture because that's how they're built. Me, I'm not built that way. I'm a thinker. I'm a brooder. I'm a daydreamer. I'm not a fitness fanatic. But I have to admit, I do like the way exercise makes me feel. So if I had a choice, as much as I hated it, I would still do it, especially at the gym. Because when I was younger, I loved the gym. And it wasn't because of the fitness element. It just that there were so many toys to play with. I was in heaven. Like, I've always loved the gym, but I can't go there because of the havoc that the physical torture is playing in my life. And don't even get me started on the fucking prescribed opioids and the effect that that's had on my thyroid, had on my fucking hormones. Let's not go there, okay? And the fact that I'm having to find the strength to even deal with the street theatre by eating my own feelings, but we don't want to go there either. So this torture is no joke when it comes to affecting your fitness. And like I said before, there are people who have been targeted who are like down fitness fanatics. But if you're not a fitness fanatic, but you still need exercise and you know, my diet's a bit better. It's not great, but it's a bit better. If you're a fitness fanatic, then it doesn't matter what the torture does. You're still going to exercise. You're still going to work out because it's your line of least resistance. But it's not my line of least resistance, you see. Hard work and working out is not my line of least resistance. So every time I have the confidence to step outside my comfort zone and try something new or try to elevate my fitness, that's when I get the most attacked. It used to happen when I was in London, it used to happen when I was studying as well, even though I love to study. And again, that's my line of least resistance. Not going to stop me from doing that. So I used to get attacked when I was studying as well. Anything that broke me outside my comfort zone, I would get physically and psychologically attacked for. So everything that I am and everything that I'm able to do, or the limitations of what I'm able to do, everything is as a result of the physical and psychological torture that I've been through. That is at the root of everything. Now, I'm responsible for my own behavior. I'm not saying I'm not. But every time I try to go outside my comfort zone and do what I'm supposed to do as a woman, that's what I'm faced with. I go out for long walks. All of a sudden, I get attacked in my hips to make sure I can't even stand up. That shit ain't no coincidence, mate. That shit is no coincidence. It's no coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Like, this shit isn't happening by accident. So this is what I'm saying. Like, when you mask the effects that the torture is having on you, because the thing is, I used to do that because gang stalkers and perps, they want the satisfaction of knowing that what they're doing is working, that what they're doing is hurting you. And women are good at masking pain. We're good at masking it. But the problem with masking it and the problem with not letting people know that we're hurting and not letting people know what's happened to us, the problem with that is that we don't understand our own feelings and our own capabilities either. The catch-22 of not letting these gang stalkers know how we feel, it means we don't get to know ourselves either. And if we're not getting to know ourselves, then we lose out on the long run. Because if we don't understand our own capabilities, because we're too busy masking how the torture is affecting us, if we don't understand our own capabilities, then we cannot progress in our own ways. So letting these perps know that we're hurt or that our feelings are hurt or that our bodies are hurting, it might give them some cheap satisfaction for now, right? But it also, in the long run, it gives us the opportunity to get to know ourselves and elevate in our own ways. So I think me admitting that the physical torture, it makes me shy about exercising and it makes me shy about working out. Me admitting that, I feel that in one way or another, I will find ways to work around that. And they can't stop me once I find that way. Because once you find a line of least resistance, like I said before, it's difficult to get a person off that. So, oh, what a life we live. So, anyway, that was my talking about torture and how it affects your fitness. That was my second life for tonight. I've got to do my readings, man. If you haven't seen Real Justice Tarot, I implore you to check it out because I'm very, very fucking good at what I do. Okay? I'm very fucking good at what I do. And the fact that you haven't been over there already. I talk about the TI life as well. Yeah, you should be over there. I don't know what you guys are doing. Don't know what you guys are doing. You should be over there. Anyway, guys, I love you. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay blessed. Remember, small incremental changes. Take everything as slow as you can. Be honest about your feelings because that is absolutely key. It will save you. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.